Yeah, we live.
Shalom, shalom. Sekal,
Shalom.
Yahawo, Basham, Yahushai, Basham, Akak, Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, honors to the Akim Ode, the hope of the elect, the house of David, who been waking up right now. Say
Good.
shalom.
Shalom.
Some of the brothers from GMS, Trinidad. We come here to blaze down Babylon again.
Done.
Good.
Some to speak the downfall of the wicked kingdom. Right? And we was watching the news just now. Is that prophecy is being fulfilled?
Good.
We actually seeing what this devil and what the tactics that this devil use to actually go into people countries and take the resources that the brother was saying earlier. They stage a set of false flags and they try to justify it by trying to bring in the order through the own chaos that they made, the own chaos that they create. They try to bring in the order with it. And at the same way, how they're going to implement the RFID chip too, a matter of fact. Taking down all the resources because they have the power to do that.
Good.
And so whereas the people have no other choice but to run to the government for help.
Good. There's this word is I think it's neo-colonial and neo-colonialism. That's what they're doing. So the people can become dependent on them. But these nations gonna fight. These nations are gonna allow them to do it, they're gonna fight.
Yeah, I scripture says Satan standing against Satan.
Good.
Son?
Happy Sophia.
Yeah.
This is Habakkuk. Right, Habakkuk chapter. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. He said, I will stand upon my watch and he said, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write a vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
And what we're doing right now, we actually running spiritually with it. Because whatever was written from before then, the Most High actually gave us the understanding to actually vision it now to see it coming through. Because not everybody can actually see the vision. Not everybody can actually see what was written down, like in prophecies. The prophecies being fulfilled, and we actually running with it. You understand? Because we actually measure any time diligently. We counting the course. Alright, continue.
He said, for the vision is yet for a appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
And it's speaking right now. Because these other nations is actually hating the whore, which is America. You understand? These other nations actually preparing for war. Because back then, America had no competition. America was the leading country in power, right? But but America is actually losing its power to the spirit and power of Yahweh. Because these other nations actually waking up. These other nations actually have nuclear weapons too. It's not just America. You understand? So all these other nations actually hating the whole because they're actually seeing how America is. They're actually seeing how America is. And the majority of this is because of the apostles and elders of GMS. Because we actually uncovering the wickedness. Continue.
He said, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Yeah, it will come. You understand? It will come. All the prophecies have to be fulfilled. Whatever the Messiah, how Basham Yahushai said, all have to be fulfilled. As it is written, his word, it cannot go back to him void. It have to be, it have to do what his will. Understand? And even though it's tiring, because right now it's not really tiring again anymore. Because this is the steps. This is the steps being taken to the final destruction. The final destruction will actually happen overnight, from overnight to overnight. But the Messiah does deal with timing. So everything is actually boiling up. Everything is actually speeding up, I should say.
What piece of fuel you finish up?
Yeah, bring it now.
Yeah. You finish yet, Yaura?
Done.
Yeah. The Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 29. It say, call together the archers against Babylon. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it around the bow of escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she had done. Do unto her. For she had been proud against the Messiah, Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. So that is what's going on right now too, because all of them countries actually, as I say, are concerning the nuclear. Other countries have that too. And they are against Babylon.
Yeah, can.
All the archers coming against Babylon now.
Can.
Yeah, they're against she ruling over them and enslaving them. These countries not gonna take that.
Can. Because before where the other countries might have been they might have been silenced against Babylon. You understand? Because they probably didn't have the bow, as I should say, they didn't have the nuclear before. You know, now the other countries have it, so they're not in the background anymore, they're not in the shade anymore.
I got precept for you, and it's also spiritual too, because the Most High put in the spirit to allow them to give the whole power.
Yeah,
right?
can.
So spiritual too. This Revelation 17
That's right.
Revelation 17:7, for Yahweh had put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast. Beast go back to what near too.
Can.
Until the word of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. So the Most High, a matter of fact, let me start from verse. We read verse 12 and jump back to verse 17. This is Revelation 17:12. It says, and the 10 horn which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. Right? He said, these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Right? For Yahweh had put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast until the word of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. So hey, the Most High put it in the heart to to come together with this NATO and the EU, which are the Edomites, and these are the heathen nation. You understand? So now the Most High put enmity between them now. Because even Esau nation divided. Russian Edomite, right? And the EU and the European Union and NATO not getting along right now. You understand? They got differences. Imagine them they in their own council now. The United Nations is their council now. They set up now. And they not seen I die. She show that they're divided. You understand?
Even Daniel saw this in the 10 toes. We living in the toes now. Understand? Part iron and part clay.
Yeah, me partly weak, strong. Partly weak, partly strong. You understand?
Yeah. And that's the rate I was saying, Revelation 17 verse 18. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city, is that great city which reigneth over kings of the earth.
Right.
And I'm, you know, I reading over all the kings of the earth, because when I go back to Habakkuk, I think it's Habakkuk 2, when they say some of them, there was drunken with the Habakkuk 2.
I think it's 15.
Yes, verse 15 and 16 can. Habakkuk 2 verse 15. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drink also.
Yeah, drink is the philosophy that he forced on this nation. Democracy. You understand? When you accept democracy, you accept homosexuality. You understand? This transgender and all these wickedness. You understand? Idolatry and all these things. You gotta putting women over men. You understand? Giving women liberty to do what the hell they feel like. You understand? There's we force on these nations, democracy. And that's why
our precept to go to your saying there. When you're done.
Yeah, continue that democracy thing, because that is the way I Esau boy. Once they infiltrate a country and take over the resources, they come like they own the country. And they set up rules, as you say, and democracy and stuff like that. And they put up leaders. They put up leaders in the other people's countries.
But you ever embassy in one country, there's a garrison, that means you have power over the land.
Can the Habakkuk 2 verse 15, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunk also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And how he doing to these countries? Because at the end of the day, these countries have no shame, they have no say anymore. They have no shame, or they have no say anymore. So they have to do what the white man say, the so-called white man. They have to do what he said. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Most High's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful experience shall be on thy glory. And how he doing right now? Because the white man, the so-called white man tongue actually falling back on him. Because these other nations actually seeing him for what he is, what he really is.
Right. Good.
You understand? That motherfucking serpent, man.
Even Edomites, speaking against Edomites, because with the shame of the history. That's why he says, shameful spirit shall be upon thy glory. They are ashamed. That's why they're trying to cover up these things. That's why they're trying to say God love everybody, but no, it's a shame of the history, because they are the biggest terrorists on the planet. They are the biggest criminals. You understand?
Yeah, because when I watch the history of Black Wall Street, what happened to Black Wall Street? That was the first recorded bombing in the US, not so? Right? And they cover that up. They don't even talk about that in history anymore.
Yeah. I can say you got something there.
They don't even bring up that again, because, and then too, you have to understand where they don't bring up that, because they're trying to hide it, because then too with Jakes, they don't have that to study neither, because they are all drinking from that cup,
Yeah, because everything now, according to what you heard, I would say everything is a democracy, everything is a love now. Love and forget.
God.
You understand? Love and forget. Because when I asked a Edomite about slavery, you understand what they face expressions. You understand? Because the shame, according to what you heard, saying is shame.
Yeah. Everything that they get is steal, rob, and take it by violence.
Can you have a piece of what?
Yeah. The Revelation chapter 14, verse 8, right? It say that angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of a fornication. And that precept is just to go the way out I was saying. Understand? Because the rest of the nations they going with that great war. You know, because they drink that juice, that Babylon juice, that wine. You understand? Because the take pattern after Babylon.
Yeah, in Sun Room, everything all over again.
Can.
Yes. Understand?
Exactly. See, this is the second level of the Roman Empire, just like how had the Roman Empire, the pagan Roman Empire, the Flavian and the Patrician, the two parties. Now today is the Democrat and Republican. Same system.
Yeah, same thing.
Same voting procedures, same councils what they be holding. You understand? Same thing.
Just like we script talk about when the casting the lots is the same thing. It's no different, it's the same thing. Same order.
You make Esau beard and uncover his secret place. And the most I do it with the spirit, which is the Raka Kodash.
Can. You see, and the most are using the foolish of this world too, because we are counted as foolish. You know how we looking and how we appear to men. No one will pay us attention because the poor man wisdom is despised. You know. Our piece of what you how that now say now, boy. Because I saw the so-called white man, you know, rob and steal, kill, murder. It have plenty things, a countless of things. If we start from now, we will never finish. But the white man had to pay for. Understand? Nahum 3, the book of Nahum chapter 3 verse 1, it says, woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. And that's how America was built, on lies and robbery. Understand? Because the first place, how they get the land from our brothers God and the tribal God and other tribe boy.
The similar Indians, the native so-called Mexicans.
Right, so-called Mexicans, right? How they get this land? How they get this mass land named America? You understand? Well, lies and robbery and pray departed not. Understand? And they praise who? They praise the Israelites any part not. The noise of the whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and the prancing horses and the jumping chariots, the horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there's a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, countless and generation upon generation, generation upon generations of bloodshed to our people. So like hold on here.
Good.
So like sharp was calling me just now they were. Right, a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses. So generations upon generations, you know, our blood was being spilled on that land. That land had to become a desert.
Good.
Understand? And there is none end of these corpses. They stumble upon their corpse because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot. And America, or America in the scriptures known as the well-favored harlot. You know, all these kings, as we're reading in Revelation 17, you know, these kings and give the power unto the whore.
Okay.
The well-favored harlot, you know, with mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations to her whoredoms and families to her witchcrafts. So that's why America had that great power. It was all about witchcraft and robbery and lies.
Right.
Deceits. And the list goes on. You know? And when you read scriptures like these and precepts like these, how a man could say that he wants to stay here still? When shall it be Jake turn then? When shall it be Yahweh Bashem or Shai turn? When shall it be Yahweh Shai kingdom then? When? Why should this kingdom stay anymore? Why should this kingdom
They Hellenized. These Jakes who think like that, they Hellenized and they are Babylonians.
Can.
Right now, looking for a video right now here to pull a bag or something. If any accusing any precept, they can bring it out and go into this little article is showing that hey, our America, you know, they steal the whole the lands from the so-called Mexicans and the native.
Yeah. Can I bring out the article out because we riding on that wave one time.
Yeah. That's touching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Chappell's now calling me now, I say like yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, but this article is article I see it, I download, I save it, right? They said the US Southwest was stolen from the Mexican. You understand? So hey, these is the article I have out on these devil. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Can.
The US Southwest was stolen from the Mexicans, right? It said the United States Southwest, it said abandoned, loot by means of murder and theft. Right?
So
now I go through this whole article. Let me see if I find a piece. Let's see if I can find it. Right? So hey, you know, this is the devil. I can't remember which piece I read, but let me see. Basically, let's read from it. It said Mexico gained independence from Spain in 1821 after ending the years of war against the colonial, right? In possession of crime by the Spanish invader, and these was Edomites too.
Mm-hmm.
These going back to Christopher Columbus and these devil. He said the war left Mexico drained out, with contributing to neglect its northern territory. That you understand, there was the land taken from them by violence, known today as the United States Southwest. He said the original name of that land is Azalal, and Chicano, the descendant from the original inhabitants, still use that name today. And what Trump building a wall to lock out the so-called Mexicans, who are the tribe of Issachar. He said while Mexico was at war with the Spanish, thousands of white colonialists, cattlemen, adventure, and mercenary were coming from other parts of North America that had been already invaded and occupied, looking for land and gold they could find and obtain by any means. These mercenaries fixed their eyes and interest in what today is Texas. You understand? All this is the so-called Mexican land, right? He said place themselves in land plot and later enlarge their population. So by the 1835, there were more white foreigners. You so-called white people are illegal immigrants. But you like to tell people that are immigrants, you like to tell people go back to Africa and all these things come to the mouth. Because these white people are dumb now. They dumb. They have a clue what's going on now. These low class so-called white people have a clue what's going on. You understand? So it's more white foreigners than native Mexican in the area. It said in 1836, the white foreigners occupied most of the territory by force. You understand? By force. And they got niggas saying about what? The so-called white man, the natives, the so-called natives sell the land to the so-called white man, which is a lie. They take it by force.
By force?
He said,
what the white man had to offer the natives and them what they wanted to sell?
Gun.
They had everything.
They call that.
Them had everything. The natives had everything.
And talking about peace treaty. That's why you see fucking Edom. Yo, he saw the the matter feel it, boy.
Can.
You continue, Ak?
Yeah. He said, yeah, he said occupy most of the territory by force, declaring independence, and call the stolen lands Republic of Texas. You see, stolen lands.
Stolen.
These devil telling on themselves.
Can.
He said this bandit act caused the war between Mexico and the United States for the first time until the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo was signed between the two countries on February the 2nd, 1848. Mexico lost the land the white called Texas. There's Mexico land. He said, but subsequently, the rest of the Northern Territory, which eventually became part of the whole marshland known today as the U.S. Southwest. Right? So I never read no more. It showed, hey, you know, these the oppressor man and the house, even a man in the heritage.
Can. But sometimes when I read the scripture, it has really rages spirit, boy. It has really rages spirit. But as well as always other things spiritual, all this is still at the end of the day, the Most High will. You know, there's the Most High movie now, boy.
That's right.
Vex, you know, we acted in it and we real vex because we know the bigger storyline because no one can think on his level now. Let's see that thing, it has really rages spirit.
Because really and truly we can't even begin to think how the Most High does think. You know, we have to hate where he hate, but we can't even think because remember, he knows and sees all things. You know, he set up everything, he govern everything just the way how you want it to be. So we, as I say, we just had to play all that. We had to act out that role now, boy. Son?
Now, but I read a nice article. Article. You know, that's keep it in it.
That real meat. So just take out a piece of that real meat to tell you how they kill women and children. That real meat is that. You understand? But niggas want to say the Arabs is Esau. The Arabs not doing these things. These attributes and this characteristic ain't fit the Arabs. It fit the so-called white man.
The characteristics of the so-called white man. Because when they go back to when Isaac gave Esau his blessing, and Esau was quiet and said, Father, that's one blessing that you have for me. That's what we paraphrasing. And what Isaac told Esau, how he shall live.
By the sword.
By his sword. He shall inherit the earth by his word, by his sword.
Yeah.
And that is the only blessing he got. So he used his blessing.
Yeah.
That's what he does use.
Yeah. This is go ahead, Ab.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 6. For lo, I rise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, and today the Chaldeans is the banquet family. You understand? Them will be classed as what the so-called wise men. Right? He said, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess dwelling place that are not theirs.
Dwelling places. More than one.
Yeah.
I know what they're doing for years upon years, for centuries upon centuries.
Yeah.
Because the white man could never fill. He could never have enough. He could never have enough.
We are now reading that piece of there, you know.
Can never have enough, boy. Son? He can never have enough. That's why the kingdom, what Yahweh going and build, that will be we own. So we don't fucking care. We don't care what he could do. He could do whatever he wants here and pollute whatever he wants here. The kingdom what is to come is for a few.
Son.
Right,
yeah, Micah 2:1. And I got a video I want to play too, you know. Hey, the most I see the cover, make Esau beer. He uncovered his secret place. You understand? And this is the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai doing, making this devil bear. Hey, Shalom to yeah, let's fishing for the elect. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Brakatam.
Shalom. Well, one did ask Micah.
Micah 2, you can start from 1.
All right, then Micah 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Right.
And
yeah, because the earth was given into the hand of who? The wicked. Right? And he covered the face of the judge thereof, which is the so-called white man. Malachi 1:4 tell you he's the wicked. You understand? Yeah, go ahead, Ab.
Yeah, I'm a piece of let's go with what I say this. No,
yeah, bring it up. Yeah, bring it up.
There's Psalm 64. You can read the whole chapter, but I'll start from 4 now. Psalm 64, verse 4. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect, which are the Israelites. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Understand? And there's the characteristics of these so-called white men. You understand? Like Esau. With the secret council and the secret societies. You know, they actually laying snares for these jakes centuries upon centuries. And they say, who can see them? Because that one of the powers they had. One of the powers they had was secrecy.
And the rule of deception, there's a main power, deception. Because the Most High make the serpent more subtle than any other beast of the field. So he crafty. And before you read the precept, what this video is, so?
Yeah.
Right? The Most High making this devil bear. What they say?
10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon. And about 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who used to work for me. And one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me today." And I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, "No." He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we got a good military and we can take down governments." And he said, "I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper. He said, I just got this down from upstairs from the Secretary of Defense's office today. And he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran." The truth is about the Middle East is, had there been no oil there, it would be like Africa. Nobody is threatening to intervene in Africa. The problem is the opposite. We keep asking for people to intervene and stop it. And there's no question that the presence of petroleum throughout the region has sparked great power involvement. Whether that was the specific motivation for the coup or not, I can't tell you, but there's always been this attitude that somehow we could.
So you see why they're in Syria and see why they're going against Iran right now? Because there's that agenda. The device on the bed.
And I am a piece of it. That's the same way now saying it. Psalm 64 verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search And that the agenda what they're moving on a diligent search.
God.
Both the inward thought of every one of them and their heart is deep. Them fucking devils, boy.
Yeah.
You ever Satan say? Satan say, if you have a hammer, every problem got long like a nail. And American army is a hammer. There's the hammer
God.
Lord. And the scripture say that. Right? Let me just inject it quick. You understand? The scripture's on point. Right? This is Isaiah 14. Right? This is Isaiah 14 and verse 5. He said, the Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the ruler. He said, Salakias verse 4. This is Isaiah 14 and 4. He said that thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon and say, how had the oppressor seized, the golden city seized? The Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the ruler, who smote the people in wrath and with a continuous stroke, who ruled the nation in anger and is prosecuted and not hinder. Understand? So hey, this how you rule. You rule in anger, right?
Hey, that's wicked. You see, if it didn't have oil in the Middle East, it would have been like Africa.
Yeah.
But nobody can intervene because that is all they want. That's want the resources.
Yeah.
You know, because when they control the resources, they control the world. And that's why they spend billions and billions of dollars investing in the military might, because that is sword, that the blessing, the blessing that they receive.
So yeah, sword has to go back to the technology, kind of blessing the two. There's a sword that uses technology to deceive people. You understand?
And you have a read up on the 5G? The 5G, what they want to bring out?
Nah.
The 5G, the 5G internet speed and stuff like that now. They say it could be anywhere, any part of the world, and they can pick up strong. So that's to show you. The next step is the chip inside of you. So the chip will be the 5G could be able to pick up the chip anywhere you go. Anywhere you go. Psalm 64 verse 7. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. Yeah, because the Most High will actually take out his vengeance on you, because the inward thought is that the houses will last forever.
That's what can.
You understand? Them thinking that this kingdom going to last. You know, trying to bring in the new world order in full effect. The new world order then here already, you know. But it's just not in full effect. It is setting up for full effect.
Yeah, there's a chip. The chip
Psalm 64 verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that them shall flee away. And like the video now put out their own tongue fall upon themselves, because they're actually telling the Most High put that spirit on them to tell. And the Most High does do that. That's to show the elect that the end is here. That's another sign for the elect, because only the elect will pay attention to that. You understand? Because majority of the J-Close will that and say, nah, like Martin, like that's politics. Everything is just politics. And they will bypass that. But they see they're actually telling on themselves. They're actually telling what they do from back then. They just work with agendas. You understand? A well-oiled machine, you know. He saw a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, he's the matrix.
Yeah, well oiled from back then. They search it out diligently, they say.
I find the precept I really want to bring out just now. When he usually say he's a hammer, if he's a hammer, every problem I look at a nail, right?
Yeah.
And they show this thing spiritual. The Most High said the king heart is in the Most High hand. Right? This is Jeremiah 15:22, he said, a song of battle is in the land of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon becoming desolation among the nation? So Esau say if he's a hammer, every problem can look like a nail. This is priest wasn't brother just now, it's Jeremiah. You understand? So these attributes, these characteristics fit the so-called white man. You understand? And why we say the so-called white man for you simps, why we say so-called white man, right? They would say, so all so-called white people bad, right? Hey, we got Israelites look like these people. You understand? Because the Israelites were scattered among all these in the nation. So we say so-called white. We also say all the seed of the Edomites, they are the devil. Because you have chocolate Edomites. You understand? Like Edomites looking like me, they are Edomites. You understand?
But
the spiritual only leg and understand.
Because only like we really understand this.
Yeah.
Because it's only obvious Jakes will look like these other nations. With the most I scatter them, it's only obvious. You don't even need a ready breakdown to just to understand that simple thing. Just watch life in its full effect on the TV and that's what you actually see, you just actually see spirits. Because they say you can watch a man on TV and how he talk and how his mannerism is and how you could say, nah boy, he's a Jake.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, Micah there. Continue, Micah.
Yeah, Micah 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in their power, in the power of their hand.
Yeah.
And they covet fields and take them by violence.
Just read it with the whole Southwest, what they do to our brothers, the so-called Mexicans and the natives.
And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
So you see, Esau is telling himself, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Afghanistan, Syria, and now Iran. They for the resources. That's why the Russians say they're using this neo-colonial to seize the people's resources, to go in there and set up these false terrorist group and say that they're coming to fight terrorists. America was not invited in Syria. The so-called Russian and the Iran, they were invited by President Assad. America is an imposter, and they being wrong and strong because they are the devil. They are the devil. Look at the deeds and you can see who it is. Look how they're ruling. You understand? They go into this man land, they're oppressing the man in the house and the man in his heritage. Because these people in Syria, they're uneasy. Every minute is bomb, gunshot, building falling down. So they're being oppressed.
Deforestation and all, because even the scripture say the trees and all, boy, the trees and all know he's the devil.
Yeah, the trees, and the animals.
The animals and them know he's the devil, boy. So why we people don't know?
God.
We people so lost by a deep sleep,
That's like the scripture say the ox know it is owner. Yeah, son, and he asks his master script, but Israel don't know.
They don't consider.
They're blinded,
Them actually think, boy, the devil is some person underground, boy, and they're just watching all this wickedness, but they don't see it. Them not seeing them, boy. Them not just blind, boy.
Yeah, the Most High choose a delusion.
Can't.
Let them believe that. They will say let the table be a snare. You understand?
Let me read this verse, boy. This verse real. When I read them thing, but I get real vex in the spirit, boy.
Right.
Micah 2 verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence. and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Right. Yeah. There's the devil, there's the so-called white man, is how he rule. So he rule the nation in anger. You understand? Okay, anything there? I got something in Habakkuk.
Yeah, bring it
Good, good.
This is Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 6. He said, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And what the sort of what the spirit of Yahweh.
You know, say Habakkuk 1 verse 6 there.
Habakkuk verse 6. Right, this is Habakkuk verse 6. He said, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? You understand? So the most I do is by the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, it being revealed. Right? Jump down to verse 8. He said, Shall I not in that day, said the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mouth of Esau? You understand? Say the Most High reveal his nakedness. This I think this in Nehemiah, and the Most High see and many nations see his nakedness. Yeah, so the scriptures, the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, he put on the men, starting with Elder Abba Bibim, coming down to all the other elders, unto Elder Apostle Tahar and the the Most High use it, Most High put the spirit on these men to reveal his devil.
And the devil and this devil getting help with the so-called Christians, so-called fucking Christians fighting for the massa.
Yeah, that in the scriptures too.
It's our precept looking for free the longest while.
What is it?
It was saying how we not ignorant of the devices now, boy.
Corinthians 2:11.
Yeah.
No, looking for that precept back.
Yeah. But bring it out, then I can bring out this one. Eh?
Corinthians, you say?
Yeah, 2 Corinthians 2:11.
2 Corinthians. I have it here already, you know. But bring it out now, corners.
Yeah. Yes. Can. Yeah, 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You understand? Because really and truly, that's like we are saying, Lamar. We know these things. You know, through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, so we're not ignorant of that. We know that. You understand? That is how we will be able to tell times. That's how we will be able to know what, hey, we soon out of here our actors. You understand? Because we're not ignorant of it. We know that. We all like telling people, hey, the time right now. You know, and that also fast shake up for we too to really get ourselves in order. You understand? Seeing that through the spirit, we know these things. You know what I mean? But to what I for you, what I precept there.
I understand. Yeah, so what I'm saying the two, these Christians following them, defending Massa. The scripture also said, "Do hand in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished."
Wicked, so no matter what they do, they can't. You can't save them. But here we people trying to save them.
This is Revelation 13 and verse 5. It says, "And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months." And this speaking about Babylon today, America, right? He said, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yahweh. You understand? He's speaking evil against the Most High, trying to tarnish the Most High character, the Most High good character. You understand? He said to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle. Who's the Most High tabernacle? The Israelite, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indian. And them that dwell in heaven. He blasphemed them that dwell in heaven, the angel. Put them as these aliens with some big eye and some big head. looking like E.T. That's how he blasphemed the angel. You understand? Verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. The saints is the Israelites. And to overcome them. And power was given him to overcome all kindred and tongues and nation. So the power was given to Esau to do these things. You understand? Verse 8, he said, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose name are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the earth. So, hey, 2/3 of people, the name are written in the book of life, so they gonna follow him. You understand? Is our spiritual? They gonna follow him, and they're gonna be destroyed with him.
I mean, I say, woe to the 2/3 of the people, boy.
Yeah.
And who join hand to hand, and all the other nations who join hand to hand with this fucking devil. Can't wait for that day. Can't wait for that day. Can't wait for that day. The Amos 9 verse 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. They say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. And are we waiting on? Because it actually 2/3 is actually holding by the kingdom of the Most High right now.
Them against.
The 2/3 actually keeping them back.
God, them against. They don't want salvation. They want to remain Babylonians.
But they don't believe.
I got wait for you. I say something in?
Yeah, I was telling them about a dream earlier this morning. You know? And the dream was where me and 2 other brothers, we were standing up on a corner, right? And Lamad come with a car, and we jump in the car, and we end up in our next area. And the area we end up in, we were standing up on the corner again. And the sky was looking real dark, like I don't know if you ever see Riddick.
Nah.
Yes, I see.
Right, you see how the place was looking weird, right?
Yeah.
Right, with the sky a different color and all them kind of thing. Now that's how it was looking. And we was actually praising Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, because we were saying, boy, is Yahweh Hashem Yoshai have it like that now, boy? And the clouds just open up, and it had a big plane, like a big massive plane, was crash landing now. But that plane was going and crashing in Babylon. But we seen it like if it was close to us now, boy, on the island here. You understand? And when we see the plane going and crash, we know in the spirit, in the dream, that it was in Basha. And we praising Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And it ended up crashing in Babylon in America, right? And it was like a nuclear, because when it crashed in America, all the smoke and all the like how a nuke does be, it end up affecting the island here now, boy. You understand? And everything just blank off. And when we actually open the eye again, you understand? It was just like if Yahweh Hashem Yoshai showing me how the place will be at that time now, boy. You understand? Because when we open the eyes, we started walking and turn the next corner. We been the next corner walking. And people were still in the wickedness, you know? People were still dancing and giving it to marriage and them thing, you know? And we telling ourselves, we say, hey, watch out these people now, boy. Them still stuck in the wicked ways, you know? After all of that, you know? It was like a nuclear, but just people were still living.
Yeah, because the scripture said that, you know, the 2/3 of what people are degenerates, you know? They void of understanding, you know? In a place of disaster, they still want a party. We actually see that news.
Because when all that happened, I tell you, the place desolate. When I mean desolate, like the place just dead, boy, like it's still. You understand? And people were still dancing and getting on and wars and harlots and all kind of thing, doing all kind of thing in the road. And we was like, hey, wait, boy. But the way I watch it now and the way I understanding the dream now is like, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know, he put it in his spirit to see how it would be now, boy, how the people would be at that time still.
Right.
You understand? So that's why the two-thirds really had to get cut off. Because they're not even considering Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Right.
Them don't consider them to work with no fair, especially these so-called black women. Them to work with no fair in the heart.
Because we watching them like, yo, like them don't even know what is going on. Because they still partying and thing in the streets, you know.
Well, when disaster hit, you know, Trini like to parties thing.
Right.
You know, the other day when they had the flood and thing and people were flood, was getting flooded out. They still throwing party in the flood. Them don't care. Them don't care, but I the spirit of the Most High upon them too, because you know the Most High is actually using them to destroy them, you know. Them don't condemn already, you know. Them done destroyed already. You know, so the dream could actually be showing you that is the day. The leg done seal already. Now we could tell the two-thirds already again.
Right.
Because everybody know about we. Even on Facebook, I saw you how that. Even on Facebook. Everybody knows the Israelites. Everybody has passed and say, hey, them is the Israelites, or them is the Israelites. We done well known already. We done well known.
Yeah, what does always say, Akim? They don't have no excuse again, man. Because the word out to the four corners, you know, they don't have no excuse, you know. They can't say them never hear this word, man.
And it have a camp in Peru. And a camp in Peru. And camp that's multiplying and another just GMS alone. You understand? Even the most are using that like that march what IUIC do at the end of the day. You know what I show you? I show you at least the Israelite movement getting pushed out there. And all of them march in vain. But everybody go know it have Israelites now. So when I see men in the corner
so they know.
They know. You understand?
That piece of paper the dream of cultivation was kind of what gay.
Yeah.
Revelation, the point is in verse 8, but I'll start from verse 7. Revelation chapter 18, verse 7. How much she had glorified herself, which is America, which is the so-called white man, and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow gave her, for she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And that's how proud these so-called white people is, like Donald Trump. Let's make America great again. You know, America not no great to be America. America gonna be a wilderness, right? Verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord power who judges her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. These kings commit adultery by doing business deal, trading, right?
Yeah, trading.
And he says, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. So hey, people are gonna see destruction of America from a far off place too. From far off land, they're gonna see it. You understand? They're gonna see that. They're gonna see this whole destruction. You understand? And then the Most High, you know, if we spot for you up we like we can be up in those chariots. And when the Most High set down the hunters, all these wicked tutor are gonna be put to death.
Because so as I was telling you, brother, this morning, right? In the dream, we was actually like floating, we was like flying. In the dream. That's how we was moving around. First we was walking around, and then we started like floating. You understand?
So but we hoping to be on them chariots with the brothers, boy.
That's why we gotta make myself pure for your husband.
Can.
Make myself pure as well. Going out to the highways and byways doing this video epistle, and how we live among the brotherhood, how we take care of the body of Yahweh Shai. All is making myself white for the wedding. You understand? You understand? Because in the ancient time, when a woman about to get married, she had a period of time to get herself purified, so down in oil and the whole 9 yards. So these works that we doing, you understand, and how we treat each other, you understand? All this is about making myself white. You understand?
Returning back to our first love.
We getting ready for that marriage.
Anybody got anything there? We can close out. The guy get ready to hit the plantation.
Oh, well, all right. We go continue tomorrow, Father's willing, and falling. So we could do our next live stream, Father's willing.
No problem.
It's not a serious. Close out for something because Babylon will be destroyed. Right? It's one of my favorite things, Jeremiah. Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 52, I think. No, Jeremiah 51, verse 11. He said, make bright the arrows, gather the shield. The Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh had raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. Right? The kings of the Medes started with the so-called Russian, right? Iran, right? This prophecy that was prophesied in Ezekiel chapter 38, right? He said, for the device, for his device is against Babylon. The Most High device is against Babylon, against America, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. Now, who's the Most High temple? You Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. The Most High gonna revenge. The Most High gonna destroy our enemies and all who oppress us. Right? He says, set up a standard upon the wall of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchman, prepare an ambush, for the Lord Yahweh had both devised and done that which he speak against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou that dwellest upon many water, abundant in treasure, thine end is come, and Babylon end is come. We the day that Babylon will be destroyed. We in that time. This is the time.
God, that's it. About Samuel.
God, he said, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. You understand? So, everything that Babylon covet, you can be judged for it. The end is come, and the measure of his covetousness. So America will be destroyed by torment nuclear missile. You understand? You got anything there?
That's what I'm going to say. Even the prophets back then desired is what we're seeing right now. So we live in some times.
Good. You can close out there.
So once again, say Kal, Alal, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham, Rakak, Wadash, double honor say Apostle GMS, honor to the Akia here. The sincere brothers, the house of David, who's been waking up right now, the hope of the elect. And next live stream, it's a Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom, Akim.
Shalom, Akim, Khan.